Good day, fellow YouTubers. I'll call this a catch-up video on this beautiful, bright weekend morning. Some stuff recently came in, some more stuff to deal with the 6.5 Creedmoor. This is the long charging die for my Lee configuration so that I can now put the turret head together with all the dies. And as you might notice, the Benelli Lupo is in the house. And we'll figure out what we're going to do there. But today, we're going back to the Craftsman stuff. And I was trying to figure out how I'm going to do a swing stop or a hold or a stop. And I saw a couple of videos online, and I kind of like what Kreg puts out. And I picked up two of these swing stops, obviously one for the left and one for the right side. And I will put those together with this piece to the left and then this piece to the right on this one, so kind of a reverse of this. And then I was trying to figure out, if this is a sample or example of the fence. Not quite, but you get the idea. I decided to pick up their aluminum track, and it was kind of funny because the price of the track for the 48 was cheaper than for the, I think it was the 36. And I thought, that makes 0 sense. So this is the their aluminum, their blue aluminum. It's too bad my radio saw is not a Dillon, huh? This would go quite nice. So the way this is going to work, if I can maneuver this without smacking into anything, is this is 48 inches, and my table on each of my two radio saws is 23 inches. So we're going to get we're going to be able to cover both benches with this, and it comes with, instructions and mounting screws. And the idea is that if this is your fence, I believe it goes the other way. So I want to say, naturally, because that's not where the camera's pointing. That's some Murphy's Law shit right there. This is how it will look. So I think, I'm pretty confident. Yeah. So this mounts to the back of the fence, and I don't know if you drill through here or you drill through here. I'll read the directions and figure that out so someone doesn't freak out on my videos. I deleted some guy from the channel, assuming guy, some person. Got to watch my pronouns. I deleted someone from the channel today because I love the comments I get that, when I'm opening something I've never touched before, I'm usually pretty honest about, I don't have a clue what I'm doing, so this video is like a first look and a WTF on what I'm going to do and how I'm going to build or what I'm going to make. And it never fails that some keyboard warrior expert, who usually, when I check, has 0 videos of their own, is such an expert at telling me how shitty my video is and how terrible my examples, and I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, yeah, if you watched my channel, you would know I don't know what I'm doing. And most of these kind of videos is, I've never used this before, so this will be a first look. So any of you Kreg swing stop experts, please don't take offense if I do something wrong or different or my way, because that's the whole point of my channel, my way. And a lot of what I do is exploring things I don't know anything about, and they're kind of like first look and first try. And I think the best example is my little wire bendy thing that I just had fun with, and people went ape shit ballistic about that. It's like, calm down, take a chill pill. So this is part 1. And I will not make this probably into 2 videos. I'll just stitch this into the other half where I'm actually cutting the aluminum on my bandsaw. Yeah, baby! Cut the aluminums and screw them into the bench, or rather the fence, and then build these. And then these will be interchangeable amongst both table saws. So, maybe I leave one on each, or I put both of them on one, and then if I use the other one, I move it on over, because that 48 inches with my 23-inch table, and then accounting for, say, a dado cut and some extra space for the saw, I will not use all 48 inches of that aluminum mount. So that's it for now. More to come. All right, today is Sunday project day, and I'll probably watch a video on how to install the track part of this particular, well, these instructions look pretty thick, but as I was mumbling, I will probably watch a video on how to install the tracky track. Ooh, a lot of parts. Oh goodness, way so many parts. I got a headache already looking at all these parts. And you had to glue the instructions in, for real? What's up with that? Okay. Put that off to the side. Put that off to the side. Let me get a little catch-all for all my parts, because that's a lot of washers, a lot of plasticky. That must be all those parts and parts right there. All right, so one of them is going to go on the left side, like a so. So there's a big and a small, so we'll have to pay attention to that. There is some, I don't even see, there is that. Magnifying lens sensor shows measurements clearly. I did not buy measurement tape yet. Don't know if I will either. So, I don't know if I'll be installing this. So it looks like this bag of tricks is my main bag of tricks. And that is called this is called the lens cursor. So I do have some leftover metal adhesive tape from my table saw construction. All right, so it looks like it's the big hole. That is just way too many instructions for something that should seem to be pretty simple. All right, so it looks like we're going to take this, and so the lens thing goes through here with the screw for the lens thing there. So at a minimum, I'll put the screw for the lens in. Don't know if I'll put the lens in. Look at all that shit that just rubbed off from handling the metal. That's kind of dirty. All right, so we're gonna put that off to the side. We're gonna cut this open and dump the contents so that we don't lose anything, because usually in the garage, as soon as you open a package, things tend to go nuclear. We'll put that on this morning's project. All right, so it looks like we've got a plastic stop bushing, another plastic stop bushing, another plastic stop bushing, a small plastic, this is called the plastic support button, and that goes in this small hole. And we have yet another large plastic support button. We've got a hex head bolt. We have two brass washers, and we have the the T-knob. Well, I don't know why it's called a T. That doesn't look like a T to me. Maybe the top part of the T. Why isn't it called an I knob? Whatever. And then we have the, all right, so the brass stop looks like, do they have any one particular order? No, it just looks like put this shit together. All right, so the brass stop and the T go together. The lock washer is on the absolute end, so it looks like what we're going to do is the assembly line. We're going to, per the instructions, we'll start with the hex head. We will take a brass washer. We will take a plastic stop bushing. We will go through. Okay, so that oh, that's interesting. So the plastic stop bushing looks like it. There's all kind of dirty shit everywhere. Talk about messy construction. So it looks like the plastic stop bushing slides in like that. Okay, so we have a plastic stop bushing. We have another plastic stop bushing. Again, let's make sure that that little lippy lip thing goes in the hole. All right, why we didn't have a brass ring there? Looks like the brass rings are only on the outsides of the knobby knob. Then we have another brass ring. Excuse me, another plastic stop bushing. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to install it in here. Make sure that's the right side up. Yes, big side. Big side. Big side gets the plastic bushing. Another plastic bushing on the other side with the stop. Okay, that clamps in. Then we've got a brass. All right, so then we've got this going. And we've got the brass going. And then we've got this bad boy going. So, obviously I will tighten that. In fact, I'll read on how tight that needs to go. But before I do tighten that, because I clearly forgot something, I forgot to put the mini brass plastic support, so I guess you don't have an off angle. And where is my little insert? All right, now we're golden. Oh, it's solid too. All right, so now we'll do polished edge. Polished edge in. And I don't like screwing with my left hand, so I don't know how tight that needs to be. We'll find out soon enough. And here we go with the T. All right, so that's basic assembly. We will go ahead for shits and grins, so that I don't have any leftover parts. We will go ahead and install. Let's see how much this sticks out. Oh, you could have it sticking out as little or as much as possible. That seems to be reasonable. I don't think I would have it stick a whole lot more than that. Ooh, these little fat old fingers and little screws. Oh, that's a plastic screw. Wow. So that's both good and bad. Good in the sense that it won't mar. Bad in the sense that it has no real strength. All right, so I'm just going to go edge. Get a screwdriver. Just go to the edge. All right, that is assembled, done. I will check to see. So it looks like, you know, you clamp it in, you put your shit down, and okay, so that is the left side. I will build the right side off camera, but let's see if it says anything about how tight. So based on the picture, it looks like between that picture and this picture, it looks like the thread is just past the nylon for the locking. So, and based on the picture of the lens, it looks like I kind of did it right, ish. So flush here. All right, so let me find the English version of the instructions. About the lens cursor, always support the figure 2 production, stub the design. Okay, so it really doesn't say. 3 simple steps. Okay, so you can also, if this is too long, you can use a pair of pliers to break this off, snap this off. So that's pretty cool. I didn't even know about that. That was swing stop brake line. Yeah, it really doesn't really say how tight to tighten. So we're not going to lose a whole lot of sleep over that, but what do we got here in terms of size? Oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? Yeah, but I need to get a wrench out. All right, so I will do number 2 off. I will do number 2. I will build the second Kreg swing stop off camera. We now have a left side. And we now have, or excuse me, we now have a left side and we have a right side. All done. And for now, I will leave this on because once I take it off, I cannot put it back on. So that again was referred to as the brake. Oops, I just tapped the camera, sorry. The Tros Staples Simples. 3 pasos sencillos. 3 simple steps about the swing stop brake line. The design of the swing stop allows it to work with the addition of a sacrificial board attached to the fence of our meter gauge. Sacrificial boards offer a renewable surface to support the workpiece, resulting in a smooth crosscut that minimizes tear out. So, yeah, we'll see how that works, because I may or may not do that. And now it's on to part 2 of today's build events, and that is to take our wonderful blue tube, of aluminum, and cut it and screw it in. I have not even looked at how many screws we got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 screws. So that's going to be 5 screws each saw. So I'm envisioning 2 on this and 3 on this. End to end, end, middle, end. Oh, it's a lot of instructions for just a piece of aluminum. Instructions. Our new track and floating stop system lets you cut boards to length without needing to reset your stop. Use it, blah, blah, blah. Table design, custom blah, blah, blah. Track can easily be cut to length with a hacksaw. A slot in the track functions as a drill guide. Well, let's see where that slot is. The drill guide slot. These things are always hard to get off. It's like a pressure. Under pressure. That was a song from the 80s. All right, so there it is. There, this is the line they're talking about. This is the drill guide line. And we will be using the drill press to drill that drill guide line in. Okay. A slot and the trunk finds a drill guide. Drill a 1/8 screw hole, 1 inch from each end. Then space the remaining screw holes evenly between the outside holes. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to figure out what lengths we're going to cut, where we're going to make the bandsaw cuts on this particular aluminum, and then we'll worry about drilling holes. So we're going to take both saws outside and do this on the driveway because there's no room in the garage. Back for what we'll call part 2.